Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 189. The title of today's lesson is Don't Say Someone Was in a Big Accident. Yeah, that's where sometimes students, especially students of ESL, English as a second language, might make this mistake. They might say somebody's in a big accident. We have a lot of other words we could use, but let's look at the note here. The most common word would probably be serious. So it'd probably be most common to say somebody was in a serious or a very serious accident. However, there are a number of other common choices, such as terrible. Oh, he was in a terrible accident. It was really bad. Or awful. You could say somebody was in an awful accident. Somebody was in a dreadful accident. Somebody was in a nasty accident. So you have a lot of choices. You don't have to use big. All right, etc. Or possibly fatal if someone dies. Yeah, unfortunately, that would be very bad. Okay, let's look at the first example here. Of course, again, with the X would be wrong. So if the student said her husband was involved in a big accident, that would be wrong. The one with the check here, serious would be right. So you would say her husband was involved in a serious accident. Or number two, again, with the X, we could say James Dean. Remember the old, very, very old actor. James Dean lost his life in a big accident. No, you would say James Dean lost his life in a fatal accident. So if someone dies in the accident, you probably say fatal. Okay, I hope it's clear. I hope you got it. Thank you for your time.